Welcome back. Today we have George. George? Well, before you click away, if you do not feel comfortable in George, if you do not think George is potentially the best hero, if not top 5 hero, then I have a surprise for you. Because George in this meta is incredibly strong. Incredibly strong. In the hands of a lot of top tier players, George is putting up low win rates or average placements in approximately like a 2.5 to 2.0 level, meaning you get an average placement in each game of between 2.0 and 2.5. Why? Because George is incredibly versatile. You can play Poison Murlocs, you can play Taunt Comp, you can play for Dragons, you can play for the Tempo Quillbores, you can play the Arm of the Empire comps, you can play the Champion comps. You can just go for whatever the game gives you and adapt into that specific direction. You can't ask for much more when you're trying to be competitive, because you are so versatile that you can turn any mediocre mid-game comp into a potential first place by giving everything Divine Shields. Turns out that a lot of comps that are more tempo-y, that basically fight and kill people in the mid-game and then get outscaled, turns out they're pretty damn good when you add Divine Shields. Imagine full pirate boards with full Divine Shields, or Death Rattle Beasts. Or in this specific scenario, random hodgepodge bullshit, a taunt, a champion, and a couple other random things, and suddenly we're competing for first place. Weird. George is pretty damn good. Alright, enjoy. Pretty close. Yo, good night, Any Healer. Thanks for hanging out, dude. Awkward curve. Not sure what he's trying to do here. Hey, look, pairs. This is a really good minion on Alec here, or on George, but I'm going to take 2 pairs. We're already strong enough that we don't lose this round. So, do we really need a better tempo unit? I'm not going to freeze. I'm going to level. Next turn, and then if we get a triple, we'll probably just triple into a 4-star. If we miss, then we will play for a double buy hero power turn, then level buy type of line. Like, look how good our board is for Arm of the Empire already. Just find Arm, Bofur. Just find Arm. It's a good card. You should get an Arm of the Empire. Wow, we strong. No way. Could sell triple buy next turn instead. We'll leave that option open. AFK looks strong, winning every round, 2 dragons. What do you want to bet that means that we got some Bronze Wardens going? Leveled straight to 3. Some Bronze Warden action over here. Look at that. Who would have guessed? A Bronze Warden in my lobby? Gross. This is a pretty bad hit. Tis. Alright, so we lose to the Bronze Warden. Not shocking. Nothing you can really do about that. Minions, effectively 2 full-size minions at this point in the game. That and Hangry together are kind of nuts. Tis a bad hit. Tis a silly place. Alright, we're gonna roll. You do love to see that. Yeah, the champ, dude. It's the champ. On George? Yes, please. Now we just want, like, I don't know, an Arm of the Empire? It's always the same card we're looking for. Argus. Argus, Arm. More champs. A little bit annoying on the break point, but we still get our minimum scaling. Minimal. Bruh. Bruh. Hey, what's up, Angry Murloc? Angry Murloc. I'm having trouble speaking today for some reason. I'm gonna stay on 3 for a turn, right? Maybe not. You can bank 1 gold and level. You could level roll too, but I don't really like leveling and rolling. I think I'd rather just bank the gold. Play on 4. There's always a trade-off, Momsila, and it's too expensive to try to level and take a 5. 4 stars are very consistent for George. We don't need all of those cards. Everything you listed, like, that's not the direction we usually end up heading in. We're just better off playing for... Like, Bran is almost always wrong in this meta. We'll start with that. Like, Bran is just bad. And then you go past that point and you say, alright, well, we could get a Mithrax or whatever. Sure, we could. But the cost of doing so is that we have to level to 4, we can't buy other minions. There are a lot of things that we're looking for. Like, specifically Arm of the Empire is a better line than anything you can hit on 5. On 4 are significantly better minions like Champion or Harbinger or whatever to just play for tempo from that point. There's always an opportunity cost. Kind of the gist of the statement. I go for Menagerie because it's less weak against Ghoul. It's also just backwards, right? Like, the best thing against Ghoul, if you're George, is to play Selfless Hero comps, and that's what you do with Taunt comp. Is that you end up with 4 big taunts with Arm of the Empire, and then you build Selfless Hero in position 2. like Golden Selfless Hero and put Baron in. Like, it's the way to play around it. But I mean, everybody has their own ideas on how to play the game, but I will just vehemently disagree with the sentiment and leave it at that. These are pretty bad hits. All right. Damn close. I'd go all in on boats? Absolutely. I mean, I like these kind of questions from people because there's no harm in being wrong, right? There's no harm in putting your opinion out there either, because a lot of these things are not, we haven't proven any of this shit. That's a pretty good line. We have 3-3-ish a turn scaling off of Champion. We have 2-2 off of Gold Grubber right now. We have 2-2 off of Bonker. On top of that, we have Ground Shaker with a board full of Divine Shields. Bofur slow down, it's Monday. What's up, Tim Hawk? Truth, man. Sometimes I gotta censor myself. Vehemently. Slapped with a pretentious stick. I get your logic. I've also explained mine already, so I'm gonna leave it at that. I think it's kind of a flawed, but like a backwards take. You can't have enough spots on the board to make something like a Menagerie Arm of the Empire board with a bunch of Divine Shields really that viable. If we hit left, we got an extra scaling. It would have been nice. This board's kind of cool too. That's too bad. That's too bad too. We're kind of lined up to do quite a bit of damage. We only did 12. Alright. We on 4 forever. It's tempting. It's an extra 2/2 a turn. We need a cyclable spot. Buy here, sell, buy. No hero power. Just put Gold Grubber on the board. Could just roll. I don't like rolling. I think this thing's just, it's run its course. Turn 10. Omu smacking people with pirates. We're not risking this. We're putting the blood gems on the board. Get wrecked. Feels good, man. Bonker knowing what's up. We got 2 blood gems off Bonker. Pretty much guaranteed every turn as long as they don't ghoul us and them go first. We get a decent amount of scaling off the champion. 3-3 a turn, 4-4 off the Gold Grubbers. It's something. Like, this is just such a good average, like, on average line. Like, on average, you probably get sub 2.0 type of range off of boards like this. Now we just play for triples. Another blood gem for next turn, maybe? Otherwise, we're just going to use the gold for this, or the hero power on the Gold Grubber. Yeah, it's probably better. Just use our 2 blood gems. It's still an 8 attack minion getting a divine shield, even if it's only for a turn or 2. Yo, Boskutza, thank you for the follow. Welcome to Bofur's Gophers. Go for Bofur. Apparently my music ended. Where was that list that I had before? I don't think I added it. I love this song though. The DK Island Swing remix they just released. Oh. Shit's my jam. Don't torture us with your Sonic the Hedgehog shit again? You're not a fan of the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff? I will be the first to admit that it wasn't great. Bonker, no! Not Bonker! Don't kill my Bonker! He was just bonking! Yo, we're speed running. That's why we needed some Sanic. Weird, huh? Suddenly top 3. Completely stable. 27 health. Odd. These things are terrible. Alright, that one's good. Wonder how weak he is. Saw him 3 turns ago. He died 2 turns after that. He has absolutely no scaling except for the champion. I want to hold the Spore more than I want to hold the Blood Gems. The reason being is that I want to cycle through a spot. On average, we can take a bunch of Blood Gems. Like, you know, 4 or 5 Blood Gems. And I don't want to commit the Spore to the board because we'll have to sell something else off to do so. So it's trying to figure out how much greed we can take here. Because if I don't want to play the Spore, I need to use some of the Blood Gems. Otherwise, we don't have a lot of power on the board. It is a ghost. The ghosts don't lose their board, right? Ghosts are still pretty strong. The one thing to consider though there is that the board that a ghost has is a snapshot of their right at the beginning of combat phase. So we know his board is 1 scaling Harbinger or a champion, and that champion doesn't scale on the turn he died. So he's going to be like his strength the turn before that, not the turn after he died. Yeah, the DK, that track is so good. Still gonna take the stats. Gotta make sure we put the Spore on the board so it can get all the attack, you know. This is important. Spore must have all the attack. So, yeah. Pull that back slightly. He's showing kind of a Quillbore-centric board. Maybe this into that. So yeah, this is basically George right here. Bam. George, take the tempo and stuff that the game gives you, turn it into that plus Divine Shield, and collect your positive points. Left. This way. Actually, it doesn't really matter now, does it? I don't know about you, but I like George this patch. So simple. Like, just stop greeting. Every time you see George, just figure out what's the conservative line, add Divine Shields to it, and pivot to beat your opponents. You hate to see the 50s. The 50s feel bad. They feel bad, man. But considering our average is like 64 now, it's not that low.